Hi my lovelies, welcome back to yet another video today. My name is Chinazome Cynthia, and if this is your first time on this channel, please do all to
Subscribe
subscribe,
to my channel.
like, share the video, and if you are a returning subscriber, God bless you so much. And also drop a comment. If you have a question, just ask your questions at the end of the video. All right. So now guys, on today's video, it is going to be strictly products recommendation on sunscreens. Yes. Now we have five different skin types. We have the oily skin type, we have the dry skin type, we have the combination skin type, normal skin type, and the sensitive skin type. Are you aware that you are supposed to choose your sunscreens based on your skin type? I have an oily skin type. The sunscreen I'm using, someone who has a dry skin type, a sensitive skin type, might not necessarily use it. I am going to be giving you sunscreens that you can use if you have an oily skin, a dry skin, a normal skin, combination skin, sensitive skin. And trust me, none of these sunscreens is going to leave a white cast on your face. Yes, they are not going to leave any form of white cast on your face. So if you are ready, I'm ready. Let's go. So now I'm going to be starting with the normal skin type. I have five sunscreens here for you that you can choose from. But please, I want you to note something. There is nothing like the best sunscreen. There is nothing like that. You just have to work with what your skin accepts. That is the right word. You just have to use what your skin accepts. Because your skin rejected a particular sunscreen does not make the sunscreen a bad sunscreen. All right. So now coming over to the normal skin. Now this particular skin type, their skin is not really problematic. This particular skin type can actually work with just the basic skincare routine. If you have a normal skin type, I have five sunscreens here with me. I had to write them down so I do not miss any one. Now, the very first sunscreen I have here that you can try out, remember I said there is no best sunscreen. But these sunscreens I have here are going to be good options for you if you have a normal skin type. Now, the first one is going to be the sunscreen from the isntree brand, which is the isntree hyaluronic acid sun gel. Yes, I'm going to be leaving pictures of these sunscreens on the screen, and then I'll still list them in the description box. Now, the second sunscreen I have here for you is going to be the Estelin sunscreen. Remember I said these sunscreens are not going to leave a white cast for you, and here I have a mixture of the high-end brands and the not so expensive brand. Example, this Estelin sunscreen here is not really expensive. It's not really an expensive brand. The next sunscreen I have on my list is going to be the Nivea UV Super Sunscreen, all right, which is an SPF 50, right? This is going to be a good choice for you if you have a normal skin type. Now, the next one is going to be the one from the Skin Aqua brand. Yes, Skin Aqua sunscreen is good if you have a normal skin type. It's the fifth sunscreen that you can choose for if you have a normal skin type is the centella sunscreen. Now let's move over to the dry skin type. So if you have a dry skin, this is your turn to write down your sunscreen. Number one is going to be the Black Girl sunscreen. If you have a dry skin type, Black Girl SPF 30 is a good option for you if you have a dry skin type. Now, number two is the altruist. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Altruist SPF 50 sunscreen. Number three is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost sunscreen. Good option for you if you have a dry skin type. Next one again is the isntree hyaluronic acid sunscreen. Now the final one on my list is the Bondi Sandy. I hope it is correct. The picture is on the screen. Please, I cannot pronounce it. That sunscreen, great for people of the dry skin type. If you have a dry skin, very good option for you. All right. Now the next is going to be my oily skin girlies. My people, all right, my skin type people, because I'm also an oily skin girly. Now I am first of all going to be recommending my personal sunscreen, the sunscreen that I am currently using, and that I am also very much in love with, and that is this: the Biore UV sunscreen. Now, this sunscreen is wonderful. I applied it about 2 hours ago before I started filming. Now, this sunscreen is very, very good for you if you have an oily skin. It is a good option. There are some persons who have an oily skin that will still not like this sunscreen. Yes, I've seen some persons that have oily skin and they're like, no, that the sunscreen got them dark, that the sunscreen is making them sweat and all that. No problem. I still have other options for you. Just calm down, okay? Aside the Biore UV, another sunscreen you can go for if you have an oily skin is the Skin Aqua. Okay. To get this sunscreen, I will advise that you budget 15k, 15,000 naira. It might even be above 15,000 naira. Oh. It might be above. But this Biore UV sunscreen is just 8,500 naira in my area. I'm not saying you must buy the Biore UV. All right? If the Biore UV is not good for you, Skin Aqua should be good for you. If Skin Aqua is not good for you, we have the UV Suncut Super Gel Sunscreen SPF 50. This brand of sunscreen is also expensive. Remember what I said earlier, none of these sunscreens is going to leave a white cast on your face. Nothing like a white finishing or whatever. No, they are all going to blend in properly into your skin. Another option for you if you have an oily skin is the Black Girl SPF 50. If you have an oily skin, go for Black Girl. It is a good option for you. You must not use Black Girl, but it is a good option for you if you have an oily skin type. Right? Now, I have one last option for you, and which is the one from the isntree hyaluronic acid sunscreen. Now, this particular sunscreen might not, it is a 50-50 something. All right. It is not really a sunscreen you say, oh, it is entirely good for someone who has an oily skin. But some persons who have oily skin, you will still see some persons who have an oily skin that will still say, oh, isn't tree sunscreen? My skin loves it. You understand that? Good. For my combination skin people, if you have a combination skin type, that is, if you have an oily T-zone and your cheek area is always dry, I have good options of sunscreens for you to choose from. Number one is the aqua missha. The picture of this sunscreen is right there on the screen staring at you. And secondly is going to be the skin aqua sunscreen. It will still be good for someone who has a combination skin. Now, remember that combination skin is a combination of dry skin and oily skin. All right? Now, the third option of sunscreen for you is the Nivea UV Super Gel Sunscreen. Now, the very last option I have is this particular brand, the Tocobo brand. It is on the screen. I don't really know much about it, but I've seen some estheticians talking about this particular sunscreen for someone who has combination skin. So if you have combination skin, the Tocobo sunscreen, you can try it out. It can be good for you. Now, for my sensitive skin girlies or guys, you know that the sensitive skin is it can be tricky at times. It can be tricky. Now, I can only give you something I am sure of, right? Now, the only brand that I can trust that I've seen estheticians recommend or dermatologists recommend is this sunscreen from the vanicream brand. The vanicream sunscreen SPF 30. That is the only brand I know for now that can actually give you a good sunscreen for sensitive skin type. Now, there is possibly going to be other brands. So if you have a sensitive skin type and there is this good sunscreen that your skin has been liking, just let me know in the comment section, please. All right. I don't know if Simple Brand has a sunscreen. I really do not know, but I think I've seen something like that before online somewhere, but I'm not sure. I don't want to say something I'm not sure of. All right. I'm just sure of the vanicream brand. Still let me know in the comment section if you are using any sunscreen that your skin so dearly loves. Please, if you are choosing a sunscreen, I know that they will always say that before you use any sunscreen, make sure that it is at least up to SPF 30. Yes, SPF 30 and above is recommended. But I will be sincere with you. Please, if you know you are tackling things like hyperpigmentation, melasma, or you are on any anti-aging skincare routine, please go for SPF 50 and above sunscreens. All right? Go for SPF 50 and above sunscreens. They are going to give you more coverage than sunscreens that are less than 50. Please. And also, when choosing your sunscreen, make sure that they cover the UVB rays and the UVA rays, the rays of the sun that are responsible for aging and sunburns. Yes, please, any sunscreen you are buying, make sure that it covers these two rays. Make sure that it can protect you from these two rays. All right, so see you in my next video. Bye.